What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here, and the Packers reloaded at safety in the 2024 NFL Draft, starting with Georgia's Javon Bullard, who could be a versatile playmaking option in this Packers defense. Now, Javon Bullard, 5'10 and a half, 198 pounds, an 8.25 RAS, highlighted by strong scores in the 40, the shuttle, and the 10-yard split. Had 510 snaps in the slot in 2022 for the Bulldogs, and then had a more versatile deployment in 2023. 362 snaps at free safety and 144 in the slot. Pretty solid ball production the last two seasons, 10 pass breakups and 4 interceptions, and a lot of passer rating of 34 in coverage in 2023. So let's go and dive into the film room, take a look at where Bullard thrives, what his strengths are, what he needs to improve, and find out where his best deployment would be in this Packers defense. Off to the film room for Javon Bullard. All right, here we go into the film room, taking a look at Javon Bullard. Wanted to get eyes on 2022, where he played the majority of his time in the slot, just to get a good look at what you could potentially see from him playing slot corner for Green Bay. I think you see him play really physical right near the line of scrimmage. He'll get off blocks. He makes tackles near there. That's something slot corners are going to have to do. They're going to have to play physical, right? They're going to have to be involved in the run game and run fits and be able to tackle. Bullard definitely did that at a high level. I think against Florida, this is a really nice example of what Bullard can provide you in coverage, where this is zone coverage. Does a good job opening up to the play in really nice position for this sail route. And what he does a really nice job of is keeping his eyes on this play. You see Richardson scrambling, and he goes over and makes a hit at the end of the play. How about carrying Ricky Pearsall up the seam? No problem there from off coverage. As a blitzer, something slot defenders, when you look at these versatile type of players in the slot who do a lot of things, wear a lot of hats, blitzing is going to be one of those. Bullard does it at a high level from the slot, right? Forced the throwaway there from Richardson. Then again in off coverage against Pearsall, keeps outside leverage here, doesn't ever lose that outside leverage, and then just basically makes the throwing window non-existent there at the catch point. A little bit of a mixed bag in the Ohio State game in terms of coverage. Opens up the gate a little early here against Marvin Harrison Jr., but does get a good speed turn in to stay in phase. Here I think he gets a little out of position, feet are a little flat. Here as Ibuka presses vertically, he has to grab. That's a flag. Got to keep the feet moving at all times, right? You're playing against top competition like this. Does a nice job here, of course, carrying guys up the seam, that time against Ibuka. But this is where it gets more difficult for him, where you look at receivers like Ibuka who do this little pressure step as he kind of crosses his face here and then snaps that route off on the crosser, where Bullard gives up a little bit of separation and then misses that tackle there. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Good catch technique here. Contact him during the route. Basically disrupt it from jump there. Really nice job. But again, when he's playing physical in this scenario, you get Ibuka, snaps the route off. Tough for Bullard to keep up in phase with him. So you see that mixed bag a little bit there. Now, again, blitzing, no problem. Right? Really, really nice job in that regard. Now we make the transition to 2023 and see what, all he brings as a safety. I love this one against Auburn, right? Chase him down, prevent a touchdown. I think he's the only one who's going to get there to do that. So really impressed with the hustle from Bullard in that regard. Now, in the run game, when he's playing near the box, he's doing a great job here, right? Get outside, maintain leverage out here, force the running back inside. Running back decides not to turn back inside. Well, we'll take the tackle for loss then. Same thing against Missouri, right? He's in the box, play outside leverage, play well through this block. And again, running back wants to keep pressing to the corner. That's fine. We'll take care of it out here. We'll make the tackle if need be. Another impressive rep here in the box against, really around the line of scrimmage against Bama, where engages offensive lineman really nicely, keeps a hand free, and is able to wrap up. Like that's not an easy play to make. Here he, again in the box, just a really nice job. He shoots his gap well and just disrupts the run. He doesn't make the tackle, but he disrupts it from jump. Running back has nowhere to go once the rhythm of that play has been disrupted. And again, the range that he has against the run, fly downhill, make plays sideline to sideline, is really impressive. It's here against Mississippi as well, right? Close in a hurry, limit a run to the outside, and finish as a tackler. You can't ask for much else from him in that regard. Same thing from depth against Jalen Wright in this draft class. Wrap-up tackle, really, really strong. As a tackler overall. There are some missed ones, we'll get to him, but as a tackler, he does a really nice job. Here's a really good example against Auburn where running back tries the stiff arm. Bullard chops that stiff arm down and makes a good wrap-up tackle. Like that ability, I really like that rep a lot. Open field tackling is the same type of thing with him where, he breaks down, he's consistent. He's just reliable in that regard where you get him in an island in some of these situations, one-on-one. He just doesn't get too aggressive, right? He stays patient, but he knows when he can attack, and he wraps up really well. Here he gets a little out of position on this fake toss from Bama. Milrow's going to take this back up the gut, but Bullard does a really nice job recovering when out of position, close in a hurry, prevent a big play. Obviously had some coverage opportunities, and he did a pretty good job with it here on the slot fade. Right, stay in phase, push him to the sideline, prevent a big window, and disrupt the catch point. Really impressed there. No problem he carrying tight ends over the middle of the field, right? He has the requisite speed for that. There's no doubt about it. And catch technique, another area where he really thrives. And a lot of DBs at catch technique, there's plenty of times where you get DBs in this technique where they just get pushed around a lot. And with Bullard, you don't see that, right? He does a good job initiating contact. Here, maybe gets away with a little bit, but you never see him get pushed around in that technique. So that's really good from him there. Another job where he realizes, right, in coverage, maintain good leverage here, where you don't have any help to the inside, right? You'd rather have the QB be throwing a lower percentage throw to the outside, right? Make him throw outside the hashes. So cheat inside with leverage, flip the hips, stay in phase. Really, really good rep there from him in coverage. Not to mention the catch point production. I count pass breakups as catch point production, as you should. Here, squats on this route. Great catch point timing there. Pass breakup, easy for him. Same thing. Responsibility is the number 3 here in this route combination. He's eyeing the quarterback the whole time. He knows, okay, I'm going to drop into this window on an RPO. Closes in a hurry and disrupts the catch point. Good pass breakup there. Tennessee, same thing, right? They're playing with a lot of wide splits. They run a lot of vertical stuff. Bullard stays patient and is able to carry this vertical route and also disrupt the catch point. We'll get another nice view of this where good job right there, right? In phase, able to make plays at the catch point, doesn't panic there at all. Really like his ability in coverage as a deep safety. Here, again, rolling with the quarterback scrambling, just make a play, right? Take advantage of the opportunity presented to you in coverage. Now, here's a really good one, right? He's dropping into the deep half, right? Him and his teammate each have half the field here, dropping into coverage. He recognizes quarterback's got his eyes on this. He's doing the pump fake for this sluggo route, and Bullard reads this the whole way, right? He's got eyes on it, and then elevated the catch point. Really, really good leaping ability, catch point timing. Excellent, excellent stuff for a safety. How about click and close ability, right? Recognize that the receiver is sitting down. We already got feet moving. Look at him close in a hurry, right? Doesn't break up the pass, but prevents any sort of yards after the catch, and that's really impressive. Once again here, this side of the field, the only responsibility for him is really if this receiver at the bottom gets deep or anything. So he has the ability to, free roam and come downhill and deliver a hit, right? Sees the slant route. Quarterback's already got eyes here. Close in a hurry and close with physicality as well. Really like that. Again, off coverage. Same thing. As soon as he sees it, closes in a hurry, prevents any throwing window there. It's just really tremendous stuff. Like, it's just so well-rounded, the skill set. Receiver doesn't tip his hand too much, but you just basically he's also not threatening the outside hip at all, so you can kind of tell he's going to run something to the inside. Bullard recognizes that as well. Closes this window in a hurry. Quarterback has to go to the slant by the number 1 out here. So again, it's just there's so much he does well in coverage. Here he drops into the middle of the field window, sees the crossing tight end, again, takes care of his assignment. That's the other thing that you're going to see in these last few clips here is just how good he is at taking care of his assignment. Here, this is dangerous stuff, right? You have, two receivers in together tight here. You can create a lot of stuff with rub routes. DBs could get caught up, colliding in this type of look. And Bullard just does a really nice job getting through contact there, through traffic, and gets in tremendous position. Look at this. He's in position before this route is even taking place, really. Contacts the receiver, basically just erases the possibility of that route. Quarterback gets hit because the coverage is so good. Again, here, I think is a really underrated rep from him where he's getting eyes on this route first, and then as the quarterback gets to the top of his drop, watch Bullard peeks back to the QB. Says, all right, QB making a move. Is he making a decision? Right, is there anything that, I should be looking at with him? Yes, you should, and he does a great job with that as QB's kind of looking to the middle of the field, hoping potentially that Bullard was going to be occupied by this route to where he could throw this to the middle of the field, but Bullard's in great position to take that away. Just, you look at the assignments and how good he is at it. Same thing here, where it's maintain this outside leverage, so back has to turn back inside where he's got a bunch of hats to help him out. Running back decides, I'm going to go to the outside. Not a good call. Same thing here. QB scrambling. What does Bullard do? He gets outside. He takes away this corner that the quarterback thought he might have because his blocker has leverage here. But because Bullard takes this away, QB has to turn back inside. He's got nowhere to go. I think he did really well against Alabama in the SEC title game, was driving on crossers, showing off that speed, the fluidity, good footwork to be in position to drive on these routes. Does a really nice job. And he stays right in the hip pocket of all of these crossing routes. Does it at a high level. Just in good position to make a play. The closing speed here to generate, a pass breakup where, you look down here. I mean, he's got some space to close as Milroe's throwing this ball. And he does it. Lays out for the football, pass breakup. Really, really tremendous job. And the same thing here. He's got outside leverage. This receiver's going to run, a dig route, in route. And Bullard just does a nice job. Look at the flip the hips and drive on this route to where it's not open at all. Now, there are a few things where you look at Bullard and you go, okay, could use some improvements. I think this is a really nice example of you've seen him play with good leverage most of the time on this video. This is one where just don't fall for anything the running back's going to show you here. You have help to the inside. Take care of business. Running back throws in a little hesitation move. Bullard starts to set his sights on making the play. He drops the hips, and the running back knows he has him and wins to the corner. Same thing here up top where, again, angles, something else to kind of watch with Bullard a little bit as well, where just not in an ideal position here, gets downhill too fast on this one and gets caught in traffic. Don't want to do that as a deep safety, and the receiver's able to reach pay dirt. Same thing here. He's the single high guy basically in this look, and it's tough with Tennessee. I know they have these wide splits, but ideally here against Jalen Wright, he's flowing downhill a little too early. You want to stay deeper against a speedy back like Jalen Wright, and he knows he's out of position once he gets downhill a couple yards, and Wright's going to take advantage. That's going to happen at the league as well, where you have these fast running backs, they'll take advantage. Now, there are some instances like this of some missed tackles, right, where he's playing aggressive, he's flowing to the football, where you'd like to see him take care of this a little bit more. This is a tougher one where he's lunging for it, but didn't use any of that momentum to bring the running back down. He gets into the end zone. Same thing here. He's, again, flowing downhill, staying in good position, right? He's in good position here. Just loses to a plant foot and a back who's dipping it through contact. Would have liked to see him wrap up there as well. Here's a tough one because he plays with good physicality, right, in this collision. Just loses out on the ability to tackle there on the outside. Gets help from his teammate, though. Here's, I think, one where you have to be really careful as a safety, where you don't want to fall for, this play action, because if you do, right, and you start squatting on the play action, you're going to be susceptible to letting guys get behind you. This is where it can get dangerous. And this is a great example here against Mississippi, where play action, he starts flowing downhill and he gets into a little bit of a precarious situation because the receiver has this defender stacked pretty well. And when you see speed like this, you have to be careful with this play action. It's the same thing here. And he does a better job recognizing play action, but what he does do is he gets a little bit lost in terms of where the receiver and his buddy, the defender, are out here, and he takes a little bit too flat of an angle, and then you see a potential big play down the field. So Javon Bullard has a lot to like, right, in terms of the versatile skill set that he can be deployed in right slot, or a two-deep safety, maybe even some single high safety if he cleans up the discipline against play action. But you see so much of good tackler, assignment-oriented, right, plays with good leverage against the run, is really disciplined in coverage, can make plays at the catch point. He really can do it all, and it's easy to see why the Packers fell in love with Javon Bullard and selected him in the second round. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Javon Bullard. If you did, throw a like down there. Subscribe if you're new. Plenty more film room content on the way very, very soon. I will catch you guys in the next video. Farewell.